Yo! Yo, 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 yo. What is good? What is good, everyone? How's everyone doing? Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you are. Hope you're having a good day so far. Let's load up the stream journal. Okay. Hey, Emma. Zach, Jay, Michael. Happy Monday, Michael. Nice to see you here. Hey, Caroline. Janice, nice to see you here too. Rodrigo, Patricia, hello, hello, hello. How's it going? Hey, Laura. Hope you're doing good. Good morning, good morning. Hey, happy airboat. How's it going? Michael. Curtis. Hello, hello, hello. You alright, Dan? How's it going? Nice to see you here. You made your profits and logged out this morning, didn't you? I think it was like 10 o'clock this morning, 9 o'clock this morning. Made your profits and logged out. Nice work. But there is people in a trade in the private group. I think we'll have to see how that's going. Good morning, Alex. But yeah, we'll start with the fundamentals as we always do. There is a no news day today, so it was a little bit messy, but we caught a nice trade this morning. Or I did this morning. Tried to share it with the group, but was on a call. It's pretty busy nowadays. Well, yeah, let's get to it. So, as you can see, no red folder news really today. We just got before and after the open. We got 1:30 in the morning Chinese news, PMI, Chinese PMI, and then Swiss franc at 9:25. We got I think it's like a bank chairman speech. So you can see we got before the sessions and after the sessions as well. Hey Jovan, how's it going? Nice to see you here again. Hope you had a good weekend. But yeah, let's get to it, guys. Like up the stream if you're ready to get started, ready to catch a dub. We caught a trade this morning. As I just said, there's no red folder news, so it's a little bit messy. We'll see if there's any entries available to us. Maybe a quick scalp, something along those lines. But yeah, no red folder news, as you can see. So there's not really much to talk about here. Just keep an eye out if you're trading, through the end of New York, through to Asian session. Just keep an eye out for that because there's a Swiss franc news. But yeah, let's start on the technicals then. So this trade's completely reversed. We took out this. So the reason this is reversed for the people who are in this from the private group, the reason this is reversed is because we have this IFEG. That's great. We take out this high over here. We take out this high over here. Hey, Captain. Oh, Capital. Nice to see you here. But you see, we take out these highs here and here, leaving behind this fair value gap, yeah? You can see we clearly inversed that. But now we took out this low here. When we have an ERL, when we have an IFEG, we have to then go to ERL. This is the closest ERL. You can see we take that out. So here would have been a perfect spot to move to break even for anyone who did that. And then obviously we've reversed back up. But you can see we have got 10 minutes left, and we are, coming back to this imbalance, because then you go, well, that's played out. So the IFEG it's done its job. We don't really have to look at that anymore. We then look at this imbalance here. Okay, and you go, well, price just took out this low, which finished the job for the IFEG. The IFEG took us to this low. We took out the low. Now we have to come back to this imbalance over here. So it's natural that we've retraced. Okay, it's natural. It's probably, if we're going to continue down, it's going to be more of a sustainable move rather than just something like this. So it's great that we've retraced. We'll see how we react to this. We'll either close above it, obviously inversing it, then trying to come up to this high over here, or we will respect it, and then you can expect price to continue down. But yeah, that's just a quick one for the people who are in that trade. Hey Lennon, nice to see you here. Now what we're going to do is we're going to start on the daily as we always do. If you watched my market outlooks, okay, which you should have done, I tell you the bias every single day. I told you the bias was bearish on here. Okay, The reason it was bearish, before this day even started, I told you we were going to have a bearish day because of this imbalance over here. Now, we are a little bit more bearish than I expected us to be, but the whole reason we've moved down is because of this over here. Okay, now there's something very, very important going on here, which I want to show you in a second. But, Mohammed, we will check gold soon, mate. But you can see we took out this high here, which means we needed to retrace back down towards some form of fair value gap, which was here. Now, this one's been mitigated, you know, but we can rely on that. That's probably the best bet, because if we don't acknowledge that fair value gap, you go, well, where's it going to retrace to? No, you don't know when there's no imbalance. So you use the 4 hour as well. So we knew we were going to be bearish, but then you go to the 4 hour and you go, what's going on here? I told you the 4 hour was bearish as well, because we had this price action up here, taking out all these highs to the left hand side. Maybe not this one, but all these highs here. We took all those out. We needed that retracement. We formed the fair value gap, waiting for price to come back to it. Yeah. We then inverse it, which means we would then technically target the lows. So we should expect price to continue pushing down and take out these lows over here because of this IFEG. Okay. There's also a fair value gap right here for us to come back into, which we can look for sales off of, okay? But we still have that 4 hour IFVG and a 4 hour imbalance now for us to come back off of, and we'll see how that goes. But we are definitely bearish on GJ until we take out this low. But I want to focus on something here. We might end the week bullish, okay? The reason we might end the week bullish is if you look at this weekly candle, first things first, we have the IFVG, which was formed very, very quickly, okay? But the second thing is we have this candle here, no top wick. And as you've seen, like I've said this so many times, I've done so many examples on the 5 minute, on the 1 minute, on the 15, so many examples of when price or when a candle will open like this. We will open like this, push down with no top wick, and we'll have a very quick move in one direction very early into the candle. Okay, and as you can see, we're literally in the first day of this candle. No top wick. So what you can expect price to do, alongside the confluence of this this IFEG here saying to target the highs, you can expect price to flip back up and head up here. So you can expect that to happen at some point as well. Throughout the week, we may just push straight back up. We'll see how that goes. But focusing specifically on today, in the next few hours, maybe we're just going to be bullish into this fair value gap here. But overall, we are bearish. Okay, we're bearish. Want to look for sells. Now that that's out the way, we move down to the 1 hour, see what the price action there looks like, and you know, you can see we've came very, very close towards this low, and I'll show you the trade that I took this morning. I'll show you how that worked out, but you can see we're very, very close to this low. I think we will come down and take it at some point, but you look at this here, you go, we took out this low here, and we haven't retraced since. We're starting that retracement now. Where's the fair value gap? Well, there's one right here, which we have come in and respected, but then there's also one here, and one here as well. And what have I said? When you see multiple fair value gaps like this back to back, if you go up a time frame, see there's just one, you go to the 4 hour and you see there's just one right here, which kind of overlaps everything. Okay, ties it all together. We go back to the 1 hour and we get rid of this and this and this, and we can expect price to retrace back into this and bounce over here. Okay, the top half of it, if we just draw that out, expect price to come back up to here. So we may even, like, we can, you know, we may be bullish for the next hour or so. Realistically, we want to come down and take out this low over here. But the 1 hour is saying we got to retrace back to an imbalance. So we could take buys, we can take sells. The price action isn't, you know, really too strongly bearish for the recent candles. But yeah, if we check the 15 minute as well, you can see we were due a retracement because we took out this low here. As I walked you through at the start of this stream, you know, we have that IFEG form. We come down, take this. The IFEG has done its job. We're due a retracement. We then retrace back towards this imbalance over here. Okay? Back towards this imbalance over here. And now we're trying to inverse it. If we inverse it, you can then expect price to come up and take out this high over here. Maybe even over here as well. So we can look at buys up to here. You know, looking to manage maybe here, but the R's are very, very low. Very, very low. So it's not really worth it. If we look at the 5 minute, we just took this high out here. So we'd expect, if this is going to play out, right, if this is going to play out, we'd want price to close above this fair value gap on the 15. Okay, we've inversed this one here on the 5, but we took this high out in the process. So we'd look for an entry around about here somewhere. Okay, after we've inversed this, we then retrace back down into it and push straight back up. Hey Marilyn, hey Cruz, nice to see you here. So that's what we can expect to happen, because we got this fair value gap here, which we have to retrace back to because we took out this high over here. We can expect price to respect this one, but actually we're using the 15-minute IFVG for our entry there. We have to wait and see how this candle closes. We've got 3 minutes left. We'll see how the 15 closes, but we can look at taking buys here to the top half of this imbalance over here, looking to manage at this imbalance. And I think, realistically, I'm going to draw it out. I'm going to draw out the position. Okay, this is the best case scenario. If we're going to trade, this is what I'd want to see. We'd enter like around about here, maybe a bit lower. We'll just call it here for now. Stops below here. Take profit and go in the top half. Full TP over here. Oh no. TP can go up here. Full TP up here. Okay. Entry here. Stops there. We'll see how that goes. For the time being, like ultimately we may do this. You know, something like that. Because that 4 hour still is bearish. We've got to keep that in the back of our minds there. So you've got to be very careful with this. You know, you can't just blindly take this because the 1 hour is saying retrace. The 4 hour has formed a fair value gap. This is the 4 hour fair value gap we want to come back to if we're going to continue down realistically on the 1 hour. Okay, does that make sense? So we'll see how this closes. We've got 2 minutes left. We'll see how it closes. If we get that IFEG, we'll move on to the next thing. Once this candle closes, we'll move on to the next thing. Now, also, whilst we're waiting for this, a lot of people have actually asked me. I mentioned in the market outlook yesterday that I'll start doing outlooks for Bitcoin. If that's something you want to see, if you want to start seeing market outlooks, daily market outlooks for Bitcoin, let me know in the chat. If we get enough people, you know, we will start doing it. We'll ask the Discord too after the stream. But I got a few comments on the market outlook video saying that people want to see that. If you're here and you want to see it, you want to see those daily market outlooks for Bitcoin as well as gold and GJ, let me know in the chat below. Just whilst we're waiting for this candle to close. Now this could really, like, we can take a trade in either direction here. You know what I mean? Like even if we invest this, but there's this IFVG, I guess. We don't really want to take buys. Like even if we close inside now, we could end up moving down. So we've got to wait for that that IFVG to form. No one wants to see Bitcoin market outlooks? No problem. If you do want to see it, let me know. Dude, I lost my last funded account trade. Oh, that's rough. As long as you learn from it, you know, there's no issue. If you didn't learn, if you didn't journal the trade, not learning from it, you know, then it's a waste of money. But if you're learning from it, if you're learning from your mistakes, it's not a waste of money. So don't stress it too much. All right, then. So, yeah, just say Bitcoin. Just say Bitcoin. If you want to see Bitcoin market outlooks, say Bitcoin. I think that's what people are doing. Got a couple there. Alex, Janice. All right, looks like we're closing in this imbalance as well. There we are. So that's confluence for a move down. I don't want to squeeze the market and try and force a trade. We'll see how the X15 closes. Bitcoin. Yeah, say Bitcoin then if you want to learn. Bitcoin BTC. If you want to see these daily Bitcoin market outlooks, just spam it in the chat. If we get enough people, you know, it's something I'll start doing. Good to hear, Captain. Captain of Capital. Ronald, can you please do an analysis on NQ? Yes, we will do NQ in a moment. We're just going to look at gold next. Alright, there's a few people want Bitcoin. We'll see how it goes. We'll play it by ear, you know. I will ask the Discord, see what they think as well. See if it's something that they want. But what's going on gold then, guys? So if you watched my market outlook yesterday for gold, okay, GJ and gold every single day, I told you this was going to be bearish. Same scenario as GJ. I told you it was going to be bearish. Now the 4 hours a little bit messy here. You can see we had a nice gap down over the weekend, and on NQ I think we also had a gap down. Speaking of it, we formed two fair value gaps here. With this one we inversed, which means we then have to come and take this low. We take this low out. We trace back to this imbalance here. Respect it. So this has done its job here. This has done its job. All you need to focus on is this here and this here. We've respected it. Come down and took this low. We may even come out and take this low over here. Continue that move down. So the bias is definitely bearish on gold for now. On the 1 hour, IFVG formed right here. But we can't really use that as an entry anymore because we have took this low out right here. Okay. So we can't really use that as an entry. If we go to the 15, you can see the 15 swept this and just bounced straight back up. Now, this would typically have to retrace, but there's no fair value gap here to retrace to other than these two up here. If you can see that. So we've respected that 4 hour, bounced off of it. The 1 hour's come out and took a low, and an IFVG it's created. The 15 minutes took this low out and bounced straight back up and needs to retrace, but we don't know where it's going to retrace to because there's no fair value gap here inside this circle that I'm drawing. The only fair value gaps are these two over here at the top circle. So if we have to retrace, it'll be a big retracement, or we don't know where we're going to retrace to. Okay, the 5 minute. Give me a sec, Captain of Capital. The 5 minute, same thing, like it just bounced straight back up off of this low here. No real place to retrace to. There's this mitigated imbalance right here. We could use that as a resistance, but realistically, you know, we'd want something else. We've got to wait for that fair value gap to form here if we're going to catch this move down, really. We'd want to form that 15-minute fair value gap. Maybe like retrace, create one, take out this high, inverse it, boom. Something like that maybe. But for now, there's no entry. What you think did price take higher high swing liquidity and fall on daily time frame? Yes, it took this. There's also this bearish fair value gap which I spoke about in my market outlook, but it was a while ago. But you can see we have respected that. But yeah, we took out this low here. This high here. And then there's a couple of highs on the way up as well. There's this one that we took out. And this one here as well. Took all these out, needed to retrace. We did retrace back to this imbalance. But I thought, you know, we could go a little bit deeper into that. Which we look like we might be trying to do. But we did bounce off this and then bounce and continue up. We go to the 4 hour. The 4 hour needed the retracement because we pushed up, yeah. Create this imbalance as we took out those highs on Friday. Okay. Then inversed it on Monday, which means we'd then target these lows here. And then, you know, as I said last time, like we just bounced up, bounced down. You'd expect price to come down and take out these lows maybe over here. Well, yeah, realistically, you know, there's not much we can do here. We could use the 1 minute, but I don't really want to do that. We just need to wait for that retracement. Wait, an IFVG, fair value gap at least form. Bitcoin, what's going on Bitcoin? Bitcoin's 101. Just took a bit of a drop, has it, over the weekend? Yeah, a little bit. Went down to 97 before. Well, that's crazy. Took out this low here. Okay, this fair value gap here could be almost formed. We've got 9 hours left until we know But we got, at the moment, we have an imbalance. We may just float around here, you know, like this, just something like this, then do this, and then this. Okay, or we could do this. But we'll see how it goes. If we go to the 4 hour, 4 hour IFVG on the way in 1 hour and 8 minutes, but then there's also these free fair value gaps. And what did I tell you to do? When you see those free fair value gaps, or you know, back-to-back fair value gaps form, you want to just go up a time frame until there's just one there. You go up a time frame, there's just one, there's the daily. So we're going to rely on that one, but the 1 hour IFVG right here, pushed up, took that out, means it has to come up and take these highs. I think it's just, excuse me, I think it's just done that. Yep, as you can see, it's just took out those highs there. Just about. And come into this imbalance here. So it's not really looking like there's going to be a position on Bitcoin. At the moment. We need a retracement. What's GJ saying? GJ's respecting this. Got 7 minutes left. We got another 5 min. Another 5 min candle. But buys could still be the move here, guys. Like, you know, we got that 15 min. I'm going to put that back in. We also have the 5 min here respected. Bounce into the discount. Respected it. But we need to wait for that confirmation on the 15 for the IFEG. So realistically, we need to wait for the next 5 minutes to close, which would be the hourly. And if we look at the hourly, you can see we just bounced off this and bounced over here. But there is free, you know, as I said, there is free. So we really want to just target this one and ignore this one. Respecting this nicely. We'll see how it goes. Whilst we're waiting, we will have a look at NQ. I think there's someone before Ronald. I think you asked. We'll have a look at NQ whilst we're waiting. See what's going on here. You can see we gapped down majorly. Majorly over here. You know, we took out this low. There's this low here, but there's also this one which we have took out here. And I'm not too sure. Sorry, Amazon are at my door. Give us 1 sec. My parcel's here. I'm back. Apologies. It's Amazon. I didn't want to miss it. It's something for the setup, something new for the setup. I've also ordered a new computer, which should be coming soon. Got to set that up as well, because this laptop. It's a MacBook. It's great, but it's getting old. It's a couple of years old now. So upgrading to the new Mac Mini, I think it is. Yeah, didn't want to miss that, so had to bounce and get it. But anyway, back to it. What's going on Nasdaq? So NQ, you can see we had a massive gap down over the weekend. I think we pushed all the way down to here. We closed on Friday at 21,900, and the lowest we've been today is near enough a whole grand down. But let's have a look at what's going on here. So right now we have an IFEG. Okay. Now we didn't close below it yet. We haven't closed below it yet, but we have opened below it. We'll see how this goes. As you can see, we do have 7 hours left on this candle. We have 7 hours left. If we close below, we then have the IFEG, which means we should then take out this, etc. So it's already done its job. If this forms as an IFEG, it's basically pointless. We don't even need to acknowledge it because it's already done its job. It's already come out and took this low. So it's slightly bullish already, okay? Slightly bullish. Now, if we look at the 4 hour and see what's going on the 4 hour here, you can see that we've just melted to the downside from the open. We opened here and just pushed all the way down, straight down, which is crazy. And now it seems to be like, we're bouncing straight back up. We took out this low here, bouncing straight back up towards some form of fair value gap here. Now, if we use this and we draw these out, you go, well, there's one here, okay? There's one also there's also one right here. And there's kind of one at the moment right here that's not valid yet. But typically, you know exactly what I would say, because we have 3 back-to-back, okay? We have 3 back. We have this one, and this one. I would say go up a time frame, but as you can tell, there isn't one there at the moment. So with this one, the best bet is to wait for the top one. If you want, you can wait for price to come into the top half of this imbalance, but not really the first one. So I would say right now we are bullish up towards here at least, okay, and then we might start reversing. But that's where you'd want to target if you're taking buys. If you're going to enter sells, though, you'd want to enter sells up here, because then it's the risk. You can enter sells here, but we might push up, and you can exit buys here, but we might reverse here. So expect price to come back to this imbalance here and fill this gap as well. That makes sense too. Fill that gap. But yeah, right now we're bullish. If we look on the 1 hour, you can see we've just this is crazy. This is not the PA you want to be trading, really. If we draw this out, you can see we're trying to inverse this. I think we had a technical close above, which isn't what we'd want to see. Like if we zoom in, you go, we have technically closed above right here, but you wouldn't really want to trade that. Doesn't really count. Now, this candle here, if this closes like this in the next 10 minutes, then maybe you could count it, as a bullish confluence. But then you look at all these unmitigated imbalances up here. We could reverse at any point, retrace and just continue the trend or something like that. But the next high, the next high really is this one. So we are quite bullish, I guess. It's just not really the PA you want to be trading, the price action you want to be trading, especially after this massive move up here, taking out this high after respecting this 15-minute imbalance. That's not something you'd want to do either. You kind of just got to wait for price to chill out a little bit. If you go to the 5-minute, it's near enough the exact same scenario. You'd want price to retrace, maybe back down to this fair value gap we formed on the 5-minute. So you can see it's a mess. My advice is just stay away from this. There's no point trading at all. Like, it's so messy. We've just pushed all the way down. We're due a retracement, great. We're bullish, great, but the price action is not there. We're just a mess. And I'm sure there's a reason we pushed down as well. Like, there's we haven't just done it randomly. There's a fundamental reason as to why we did that. There's no technical reason. The technicals don't really work like that. But also, we didn't have any bearish confluences to come down and take a low out like that throughout the night. You know what I mean? Like, if we go to the 4 hour, you can see this happen. Like, what? So we opened on Sunday night, 11 p.m. Then we had the 3 a.m. candle, the 7 a.m. candle, through to basically the London Open. We've just been pushing down. My advice is just ignore this. Just stay away for today, Ronald. Just stay away. But Let's have a look at GJ. I think it might be pushing up now. Oh, yes, it has, and we missed it. Oh, flip. We missed it, guys. We fucking missed it. Yeah, it would have been an entry here. TP up here. Something along these lines. We missed it. We missed it. We took out a 5-minute high. No worries, Ronald. We took out a 5-minute high here, so this retracement kind of valid, I guess. But we want to just bounce straight back up. We got 3 minutes left on this. We'd really want to do this. Now, what we can do here is we can get rid of this. We don't really need to look at that for now, or this. Actually, we drag it to the left. But yeah, maybe we could take an entry. I don't know though. Doesn't look the best because we took out that 5-minute high, but yeah, we missed the entry. I'll have a look at it in a sec for you, Dan. I'm going to just see what happens with GJ for the next few minutes. We're respecting this 1 minute fair value gap here. We're heavily respecting that. Five min, nothing really here. We've got 2 minutes left. We might create this fair value gap here, but you know, we'll see how it goes. The 15 IFVG here after taking out the lows. Realistically, it should come up and take the highs out. So we can look for an entry. We can look for an entry. I just want to get that extra confirmation, maybe on the 5 or the 1 minute. We are respecting the imbalance here, so we could use that as confirmation, I guess. You know, this 5 minute fair value gap here. But yeah, we go in the. We'll see how it goes. Looks like we're going to close the gap here on the 5. If we look at the 15, we got an IFVG. 30 minute, took out the low. Nowhere to retrace to. But we got that lower time frame IFVG. 1 hour. Got to have that retracement. We have respected this imbalance. I am aware of that. But we have back-to-back imbalances here. The probability that we respect this one and don't even test any of these, you know, this one here or this one here, is very, very, very low because we have multiple here back-to-back. So if we go up to the 4 hour time frame, you can see that we have one right here. Okay, that's the one we'd expect price to come back into, not the 1 hour one. This 4 hour one right over here. But then again, the 4 hour needs to come out and take this low because of this IFVG. It's not really due that retracement back to the 4 hour. If we look at this here, you can see bullish fair value gap inversed very quickly. Means we should come out and take out these lows over here. Okay. We haven't done that yet. And you know how ARL and IRL works. When we take the low, that's when would be due a retracement. So it's a little bit messy, but 193446 bearish mitigation block plus fair value gap plus min threshold take price down. 1933 193446. Yeah, I guess that would make sense for us as well to take this move up, but it looks like we're just rejecting that heavily. Good thing we waited for that confirmation rather than just panic entering, panic buying. Taking that panic entry here, checked for that confirmation. Like, it would have been alright. Plus, but there's this high here, you know what I mean? We took this high out, so we'd have to retrace. If we go to the 1 minute, we've inversed this imbalance right here that we formed. We took out the lows. This is where it gets a little bit messy. So we have that IFVG in the back of our minds. Now for the entry, we look at this. Just gotta wait for price to inverse this. We took out the low here on the 1 minute. So if we do inverse this in the next like candle or so, you know, we can expect price to push up and take out this high over here. Maybe this one. But we'll see how it goes. Just got to wait for that extra confirmation here, just because of that 5-minute high being taken out. That's a contradiction. And that's why you want very, very quick pushes. You don't want price to kind of mess around. Like, when we do stuff like this, like, we have this wick, okay? Like, just looking at this, blank, just this. This IFVG looks great, doesn't it? You know, maybe to here, or, you know, maybe up here, or up here if you're feeling risky. Yeah, looks great. But the fact we pushed in here, you go back in to the 5, go deeper into the 5, and you see that's a high. So if we inverse, even if we inverse this fair value gap, we've got to retrace after taking out this high right here. Okay, so then you go to the 1 minute. And the reason you go to the 1 minute here is because there's no fair value gap. Like, at this point in time, when we took this high out, we were due a retracement, but where are we going to retrace to? There's no fair value gap. So you go down to the 1 minute to look for that imbalance to bounce up off of, okay, which is this one right here. And we inverse it. So then we come out and take this low, and even this low now, and leave behind this fair value gap over here. And it's just the same scenario again. And that's why you want a very, very quick inversion. Like, if we inversed it on this candle, it may have played out a little bit differently because we wouldn't have had that 5-minute high to come right into and then bounce straight back off of after entering the trade. Does that make sense? It's literally ERL and IRL. But we'll see how it goes. And the 4 hours, well, is a little bit messy. So I'm happy we waited for confirmation there rather than just, you know, entering because we missed it. And even if, like it's not, like, we're not missing out on this loss here. We haven't not lost because we missed it. We've not lost because we've waited for the confirmation. Like, even if I was looking at this at the close, I would have waited for the exact same thing. Off price. Because there's a high right here. We just took out this low now. If we check the 1 minute, we're coming back up to this fair value gap here. And that's in 1, 2, 3, 4. So we've got a couple of candles left to inverse this. If we do inverse this, we could really take a very, very quick scalp. If the R is even worth it, up to this high over here. But, yeah, it's not really worth forcing. Hey, Abby, how's it going? Nice to see you here. No problem about being late. All good. Hey, Dexter. Nice to see you here. Didn't know you were here. Yeah, shorts work. You know, it's a little bit mixed. I'm not in the trade. I'm not in the trade. I wasn't in the trade at all. Ah, that makes sense. I didn't realize. Nice to see you here, Melvin. Yeah, your trade makes sense. Like, it makes perfect sense. The only issue is, like, we have the IFVG, you know, we have that liquidity to the left-hand side over here. Just this. You see, this IFVG has done its job. So you really should have managed the trade there. You know, seen where to actually move stops to break even, something along those lines. Because we took out this low right here, we would do that retracement. And now we've inversed this, which means technically we should come up and take the high. Very, very messy. And the reason it's messy is because we had such a nice move down like this throughout the night. You can see that. If you were up at 7 a.m., you could have caught a nice move with this IFVG here after filling the gap. But we had a nice move to the downside, and then around 9 o'clock we just started consolidating. Very choppy. Plus, there's the lack of red folder news. So there's not really as much conviction. So you'd want to really use a lower time frame. But yeah, you know, apart from that, you know, the entry that you took was great. And it looks like we might be bouncing up here, guys. Let's check the 1 minute. Okay, so we're coming into this. We got, how many candles is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, you didn't take. No worries. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 candles here. Bit messy for an IFVG, to be honest. Gold. Let's have a look at gold. Oh, geez. Gold's completely dropped. Gold's come out and took this low out. We didn't know where it was going to retrace to, as I said, so it wasn't really worth entering any trades here. We had no idea where it was going to retrace to because there was no fair value gaps to bounce off of. Now we took this out, we would be more bullish again. But we have formed a fair value gap here, as you can see. So if we inverse this, we can use that to then come and take out the highs. You're a week at 4, jeez. Bitcoin's chilling. Took out that high, now it's chilling a little bit here. Very, very messy. That's rough. It's literally the same thing. Mark, AMD and IFVGs are the same thing. It's just like from a different perspective. Like this here, AMD. Like this is all AMD. This. Then we accumulate here, manipulate up, distribute down. And as I said before, like 10 minutes ago, the reason why we're accumulating now is because we had this distribution move down here. And this is the price action I tell you to trade. And when I used to say, you know, wait for that candlestick pattern, that is the same thing. Like, it is the IFVG. When you see that evening star, morning star candlestick pattern, 9 times out of 10, it is an IFVG because we push up with that engulfing, consolidate with that doji, then push down with that engulfing again. And the likelihood is there's a gap here, which we inverse. Then you take the entry, and it's the exact same thing. Why is that just giving me a 320R? But yeah, it's literally the exact same thing, Mark. Price already take its rally now. It just consolidated, takes moves carefully. Exactly, Captain of Capital. Driven. Break even on gold short. Nice work. Nice to see the students winning. Euro USD. Let's have a look. Let's just see what GJ is doing. Yeah, I'm going to write this off, guys. Like, this is not even worth trying it. Like, even if we get that move up now, this just isn't what we want to see. It's just not what we want to see anymore. But I'm going to walk through this trade very quickly that I took on GJ this morning. And Mark, this is literally an AMD trade as well. It was already labeled out as that. We're going to walk through this very quickly, then we'll check Euro, then we'll see some more positions, and then if there's nothing, we're going to bounce, head out, and chill. But yeah, on here, right, so I entered around about here on this trade. As you can see, we have this accumulation. This is the 1 minute, but it's a 5 minute AMD cycle. You can see. On the 1 minute though, The reason I'm looking for the 1 minute as well is because we don't have that candlestick pattern or that IFVG form there. If you go to the 1 minute, we do. We have, like, and as I said, this is kind of like an evening star because it's not the pattern that tells us, it's what the candles tell us. So we push up, consolidate, and push straight down. You know, a few candles. Inverse this, and typically, you know, you would enter here, you know, if you were to use it. But then there's all these unmitigated imbalances here, okay? All these, you know, potential support zones, potential resistance zones, whatever. So I didn't use that for my entry. I used this for my entry. I used this IFEG here. The fair value gap being respected. So we used the IFEG for the idea of the trade, but for the actual entry, we used the fair value gap here. So we used them both, technically, okay? Why does it keep giving me 2,000 R trades? What is this? If we place this down, what is going on? 2,000 R. This is annoying. Okay. Well, we'd entered like around about here, and my full TP was this 4 hour low. As I said at like the start of this whole stream, the 4 hours saying we had to come out and take this low out over here. Okay, that's what I was looking for. I managed here and here. So how this played out is I entered here after we respected this bearish fair value gap and then reversed this bullish fair value gap. If we didn't do this, I wouldn't have took it. If we didn't do this, I would not have took it because of these unmitigated ones here. But we inversed this one, and then there's just this one here left, nowhere near my entry, okay? Plus the fair value gap. A few confluences for us there. So we take the entry, you know, we push straight down. My stop loss, it won't let me move it, but my stop loss was just up here. We push down. We take out this low, I move to break even. We take out this low, I take half the trade. And I was on a call for this. So in the private group, I literally just GJ sells and then TP1. Everyone was fuming. But I couldn't have said anything. Literally, I couldn't. I was on a call. I couldn't have described it. But yeah, we did that. I did tell you about my entry, though. And then I moved to break even. I was targeting this low over here. As I explained at the first like 10 minutes of this stream, I was targeting this low over here on the 4 hour. But it looks like we just had that AMD to the other side of the accumulation range. And then obviously, you know, the rest is history. We just pushed straight up after that. But that's that trade. I just wanted to quickly recap that, okay? Just wanted to quickly recap that. Show everyone why I took the trade. Hopefully it helps you understand. Yeah, it was a nice 1 minute scalp pretty much. GJ's completely reversed here. That's why you wait for that confirmation. But it's not even worth trading this now. Like, it's just not worth it. Maybe the 1 minute, but look at the 1 minute. It's just a mess. We're just going to write this off, guys. Okay. Let's check. Bitcoin's melted, dropped. It's dropped. Okay. Back to that fair value gap. Gold's just chilling. Let's check EU. Why not? Let's check EU. So, EU, as Mohammed, you asked, what's going on here? So, first you can see we took out this low. You know, we've messed around there. But more recently, the end of last week, we took out this high over here. Okay, which gave us that bearish bias. Okay. We have bearish bias here. Move to the 4 hour. Pretty much the same thing. We had a bearish bias here, back towards, there's two fair value gaps here, but you wouldn't really anticipate it to respect the top one. You'd expect it to come down here. But we didn't do that. We just bounced straight back up off of the first one. So we went from ERL, which was this high, back to this low over here. Okay. Sorry, not low, fair value gap. Back to this fair value gap right here. Respected it, bounced straight up, and took out this high. So now we're bearish again. Okay, we're bearish. Back towards this imbalance over here. That's the only valid one we've got. If we close in the next 2 hours and 40 minutes, you know, with this here, maybe take that. But realistically, you'd want this one, okay? This one right here. So bearish towards that. If we go to the 1 hour, we got this fair value gap here. So if you're going to take trades, you'd want to maybe use this as a take profit, the bottom half of this range. Got a nice candlestick pattern here, the 15 minute, accumulated, manipulated down. The reason it's done that is because we had a nice massive move up towards the end of Friday. Oh, I know this was this morning, sorry. We had a nice move down on Friday, then accumulated, then had a nice move up, then accumulated. So we'll see how this goes. But we can catch a big move here. Going back to the 1 hour, we got this fair value gap here. This is pretty much the target you'd want to use, okay? Not the 4 hour as much. Check the 5 minute. To be fair, the 5 minute looks alright. Maybe a deeper push on the 1 hour. But 5 minute IFG right here. That could play out. But I expect maybe a deeper push on the 1 hour. That's the only thing. That's GJ saying. GJ's pushing down now. Nice. So, are you in this, Melvin? Are you in this? Looks alright. IFVG there should come out and take this low. But yeah, we'll see how this goes. So we took the one trade today, you know, secured like, I don't know, like between 0.5% and 1%. It's not the end of the world, but good start to the week, you know. Last week was an absolute mess. We closed up like 0.5% in profits. Clutching at straws, really, you know, like wasn't anything to be proud of. This week we're onto a good start, you know, good start to the week. But we'll see how it goes. That's pretty much it, guys. I got nothing else to share now. Like GJ, not work, like no trades here. Gold, no trades here. Bitcoin, no trades here. So not much to stick around for, really. Nice work, Melvin. Nice work. Let's see how it goes. Hopefully it plays out for you. As I said, like the 4 hours got to come out and take that low at some point. I was trying to look for buys, but oh, you got hit. That's annoying. But yeah, we'll see how it goes, guys. That's all from me. If you want to join the next stream, give us 5 minutes and then check out the next link in the live stream chat. But yeah, other than that, make sure you look at these market outlooks. Okay, they're full of value. If you want Bitcoin market outlooks, let me know on Discord. Let me know in the comments. Let me know anywhere. Let me know. The more I see, the more confidence I'll have that people want it, and then I'll start doing them. But that's all from me. I've got nothing else to share. We're coming up right to an hour here. That's everything from me. Like this stream. Subscribe if you're new. Click the bell if you haven't already. Get notified exactly when I post or when I go live. But I hope you learned something. You know, even though we didn't take any trades, I hope you learned something. Hope you can understand a concept that you couldn't understand before. Thanks, Jovan. Thanks, Marilyn. Thanks, Michael. Nice to see you here. Nice to see you all here. Take care, guys. Thanks, Alex. Thanks, Melvin. Take care. Have a good rest of your day, guys. Enjoy the rest of your day. If you've took a trade and won, if you're in a trade, let it play out. Hold on to those profits. Stan, if you're still here, don't do anything stupid. But yeah, that's everything from me, guys. I got nothing else to share. I hope you have a lovely rest of your day, and I hope I see you in tonight's market outlook. Daily market outlooks, okay? 9 p.m., 10 p.m. GMT. Daily streams as well. So much value for free here. If you haven't already, let me know if you learned something. Join the free Discord as well. Full of value in there as well. There's a free course for you there. But thanks, Dan. Thanks, Venkata. Thanks, Alex. Thanks, Melvin. Thanks, Michael, Marilyn, Joven. See you all tomorrow.